my clinic special is that I provide a specialized physical therapy technique called myofascial release. So it's a whole body technique, a whole body approach to helping people feel better and move easier. So I really look at the whole body as where is the body being pulled out of alignment, out of balance, and I use that information that I gather by looking and also by feeling, and I really help to release those restrictions that are in the body. I feel like my clinic is special because I truly care about everybody that I treat. I take the time to get to know them and really provide quality care. So what that means is I spend 60 minutes with every patient during doing assessment and also providing treatment. So myofascial release is becoming somewhat of a buzzword, meaning that there's a lot of people out there saying they do myofascial release and it's not true myofascial release. So I've learned from the guru in the industry, the man himself, John F. Barnes, that has developed this technique. I have spent a lot of time learning it from him. So some practitioners that say they're doing myofascial release are in fact just doing soft tissue mobilization, which is like another form of massage. So they're forcing the system, they're not waiting at those barriers and allowing the body to soften and allow restrictions to melt away. So I've actually spent a whole week at John F. Barnes's treatment facility in Sedona, Arizona, doing a skills enhancement, and I worked right along beside him and his expert therapist. So I pride myself on that, and I also pride myself on providing true myofascial release that gives long-lasting results versus short-term symptom relief.
I'm here with Justine, and I've been meeting with her for a while, but I had a pole vaulting injury about 12 years ago and twisted multiple vertebrae in my back. And following that injury, I spent time with chiropractors, I spent time with other physical therapists, with gyms, doing different exercises, and then eventually just trying to see if it would go away on its own. So I had another physical therapist where I lived prior to here, and when I moved here I found Justine, and she seemed to have and offer the services and the skills that could potentially help me continue to improve. So I found her, and
so one thing that I'm going to show you
have been improving ever since. It's part of what I really appreciate about the way that Justine provides care to her patients, is that it's very holistic. So it's not just about what she can help me with here in the office, but also what I do for myself at home to get.
So it was November of 2015. I was up on the ladder in my backyard. I noticed that one of the legs in my ladder had started to bow out. And as soon as I realized that, I was falling to the ground. And on the way down to the ground, I ended up hitting the corner of my picnic table and ended up seriously actually injuring myself quite a bit. I had a trip to the hospital. MRIs and x-rays showed that I had broken 3 of the supporting bones off of my vertebrae in my lumbar. They basically decided that one of the bones will heal back to the vertebrae, but 2 of the others will end up basically always floating in the muscle tissue there and being basically held in place by scar tissue. Running is one of my passions in life. It is one of my balances. It helps keep me going as me, but I couldn't do it. It was just too painful. It was getting worse, and the pain in my back was actually getting to the point where just moving around the house, going up and down stairs was becoming a problem. I travel a lot for my job. I heard about Justine from a family member of mine. He had heard of her, and he had had some great success with Justine. So I figured, I've tried everything else. I've been taking over-the-counter pain meds, all those kind of things, and nothing was actually helping me get back to the point in my life where I wanted to be. I got up, and in those few minutes that I spent with her, she had actually reduced a significant amount of that pain in that very first session. And I knew at that point that this was the treatment, that this was something that was going to work for me.
slipped and fell on my butt in the garage very hard. And after that, I was in quite a bit of pain from December to March. But since I had a 40-year career as a physical therapist, I thought I could fix myself. That didn't work so well because I wasn't being very objective about myself, and it's hard to evaluate yourself. So having an outside pair of eyes and somebody I trusted, because I do know the value of physical therapy and I do know the value of myofascial release, and I knew that that's inherently what I needed. It wasn't just a matter of go to an athletic trainer and get on a good exercise program. I knew all that stuff, and that wasn't going to fix this. I've had multiple sclerosis for 25 years, and that adds another little layer of adventure.
Okay, so go ahead and
to
push
getting
down.
better. Off. My ability to squat, I've lost completely. I needed a lot of help getting up and down from the ground. So all that stuff was keeping me from doing the things that I really like to do. Later, I'm like walking 1.5 miles comfortably. The swelling that I had in my knee is gone. The pain in my hip is gone. I get up and down from the floor by myself without the use of furniture. Get in and out of the bathtub, those kind of things that were really difficult initially. That's all resolved. And I'm getting a little more adventurous about other things I like to do too.
So I had this lady one time that came to me that had been dealing with pain for quite a while, for years actually, and she had given up some of the things that she really loved. One was sewing and doing crafts. She just couldn't stand sitting for long periods of time or even short periods of time to even do that. So she had given that up completely. And the other thing that she couldn't do was walk for even like out into the community for longer distances. So her goals were to be able to do her crafts again and to take a trip with her family. At that 7th or 8th visit, and she was completely pain-free. She was getting progressively better, but on the last visit, she came in, and I actually didn't even provide any kind of hands-on treatment that day, because when she came in, she said, I don't feel like I need to be here. She took a trip that weekend. She had gone to the Mall of America, which if anybody's been there, it was, it's a lot of walking. She had gone, she really enjoyed herself, no pain. She was able to get back to doing her sewing and her crafts. And so her vitality, her energy, her demeanor was just so much different than the first time that I had seen her to that last visit. And I was ecstatic to be able to help her to that degree, and she will always stick out to me.